And that's that. And the next thing, the next subtopic is three ethical writing practices. We have three ethical writing practices. Now let's go. Now these are the three ethical writing practices. One, we have originality. These are practices you must hold as a good content writer. One is originality. There are a lot of copy and paste out there. To avoid plagiarism or to avoid Google or any search engine to kick out your content, you must sound original. That's why research is very important. Importance of creating a unique content is to maintain credibility and content writing. If you write for a blogger and you copy and paste, the blogger will know. Do you know? The blogger will know. The blogger will know that you copy. And in fact, if you if you just copy somebody's content and paste, Google is going to kick the person out. And this is not good. So you must be original. Your ideas must be original. That's why you need to be very, very creative. All right. You need to be very creative in becoming a content writer. And then the next one is you must cite sources. And when I was in school, I was writing my project that time. That was when I knew what citing sources is. So they will tell you if you quote something on your work for this page, you must say it. Now I said a writer does not wish to write, a writer writes. That's my quote. You can't just go and post it somewhere else and say a writer wishes to. You are not the owner of the quote. Is Omnirata that's the owner of the quote. If Omnirata then sees it anywhere without correct citing, he might sue you. That's how it is. He might sue you. So if you write anything on your work and that it needs citing, please cite the person. It is very, very important. You must cite the sources, but don't oversize sources, especially when you're writing books or when you're writing articles or blogging. Don't oversize sources. But when you're writing articles, it's good. When you're writing blogs, it's not that much. Don't oversize like that. But if you're writing an article, you can cite. If you're writing a project, you can cite. If you're writing some books, you can cite. This is very important. And then the next one is you must be honest. Writers lie a lot. I have been in this room since morning. I've not gone out. In fact, for some days now, I've not gone out. But I can just cook up a story that I went out to buy something I come. Meanwhile, I know that that is a lie. So writers must be honest, especially when it has to do with statistics. You say population of poverty people is about 70%. Meanwhile, it's not up to 70%. So you must be honest. That's why research is always important. When you are mentioning statistics, when you are mentioning figures, when you are mentioning things, you must be very honest. When you are mentioning stories, there are some stories that are fictional, yes, but when you are mentioning statistics and some other things, you need to be very, very honest. Now, the next topic, we are going to be talking about the five content writing process. You won't let me miss this. Now, let's go. Now, the five writing content process. Once you understand this, you're already a writer. Once you understand this, you're already a writer. Now, let's go. Now, number one is that you must research. Somebody gives you a topic and wants you to write anything for him. The first thing to do, that we are talking about the processes now on how to write. You go to Google and put that keyword. You are not the first person to ever write on anything. There are many articles there. Open one or two of the articles and then you see that the things will come up and then you try to open one of the article, open the of the two articles, see what the writer is doing, especially the ones that rank on first page of Google or second page or third page, or in fact on the first position, third position, and second position. Open them and you always see what they're writing. Jot down some things from there and then start writing your own. You must gather information. Why is it important to do it? Because I put it as identifying credit sources, evaluating the reliability of website, journals, and other references, data collection. Let's say you want to write about the rate of poverty in Nigeria. You don't know the rate of poverty. You only go there, you see index of statistics that are doing all of this. They are writing their monthly report or yearly report. That's where you go and then get all this information to write. You are writing about how to market a product. That product is online. Go there and search for the credibility. And then the next one is audience analysis. This is what the steps. The first step is you research and gather information. You write them down. The next one is you now do audience analysis. Audience analysis is you understand the target demographics, analyzing the age, the gender, the people you are writing that content for. Who are you writing the content for? If you are writing for real estate, you should know who those who are into real estate, the kind of grammar to use, the kind of words to use. All right. If you are writing for children, you should know that you shouldn't use big words. You shouldn't use some kind of stuff like that. You should use more of, let's say, cartoons than images. So when you target the demographic, it shows you the exact how you are going to structure that content. Imagine you writing big grammars like you're writing for business people or you're writing for real estate and then you are writing it for children. It doesn't make sense. That's how if you're writing for school, you're supposed to know that if you're writing for school, for example, your grammar is not supposed to be big. But that article is for students, especially if that school is secondary or primary or nursery. So it's very important for you to learn all of this. You must research the demographics, research the people you are writing this article. Sit down, ask yourself, who am I writing this article for? Who is going to read this article? Then it's going to inform you of how to put your words, and it's going to inform you on how to do a whole lot of this. Now, like I said here, it's analyzing age, gender, interest, and other factors that tailor the content. Helps you to tailor your content. Then it creates reader personas. It helps you to create who reader. Now let's move to the next slide. Then the third one is content planning and structure. The first one is research and gather information. The third one is audience analysis, who you are writing for. The next one is now you now try to craft your content. You now try to structure your content. This is where to write the outline. This is where you organize the main points. What is your heading? What is your subheading? What are the main points in the body of the work? What am I going to be talking about? This is very important. Content planning. Then the next phase is the writing itself. We have the writing techniques, and the writing techniques I'm going to be talking about four major things about a write-up. There are four basic things about a write-up. The first is your heading. The second one is introduction. The third one is your body. The fourth one is your conclusion. Very important. Your heading must be very captivating and it must be gotten from all the research and the audience personas you have been writing about. All right. And then the next one we have is your introduction. Your introduction should be very powerful, introducing the topic. You can start it with a story, you can start it with something, statistics, you can start it with a question, you can start it with something that is very captivating. All right. And then the next one is body. The body of the work is where you write everything. If you have subtopics, you have examples, you have bullet points, anything at all you have should be on the body. And then the last is conclusion. Of course, your writers must have conclusion, and conclusion is very, very super important. All right, very, very and super important. So that is that. Of course, we have a strong summary here. So the fifth one is editing and proofreading. Remember, we are talking about five writing process. Number one, research. Number two, audience analysis. Number three is content planning and writing. Number four is where to write the real work, the writing techniques. And number five is you have done the work. You have done with the writing. You now edit it and proofread. Like I said, these things are things you can never underestimate. So this is you can't do without editing and proofreading. Don't submit your work or publish any work without editing and proofreading. Even on posting on your status or posting on Facebook, I always advise do not it saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of time. Sometimes you post something on your status and the next minute you go and delete it because you do a small mistake. You post something on your Facebook, before you realize you go and edit it, and imagine if you are submitting it to a client, then you won't have the time to go and correct it from his end. Especially except if you are sharing a document, or even if you are sharing a document, what if he has read it? You can't correct it. So this is how you must edit it and proofread it. Review for clarity, coherence, and conciseness. It ensures correctly by limiting jargons. Don't use ambiguous words, especially if you are not writing for any company that has jargons. Please, it's very important. And then I have an assignment here. Develop a content piece, example, article, blog post of 80 words using this particular format that we have just finished. So now the next one I'm going to be talking about every type of content. That's what we are going to be talking about. All the types of content. That is writing for different platforms. You can see the topic here, writing for different platforms. Now, what are writing for the different platforms? Number one platform you are writing for is blogging. You see, I put blogging here because bloggers need writers a lot. I've worked for bloggers, like three bloggers in Nigeria. I work for a blogger in Pakistan. I work for blogger in Canada. I've worked for blogger in what do you call this? Pakistan. There's another country that is close to. all this, it's all this Chinese country, right? So I've worked for them before and I know how they are. So that's why there are a lot of, I'm going to be showing you website where you can go and get a whole lot of these jobs. They are very, very plenty. All right. So that is that. Now, when you are writing for blog, what do you do? The essentials of blogging is understand the blogging format. Like I just give the format of a writing. The blogging format is it has a headline, it has an introduction, it has body, and it has conclusion. Now, I'm not going to show you practicals how to do this, but I'm going to show you practicals when I'm showing you SEO placement. I'm going to show you practically how to do it. So don't worry, we are going to get there. Now you have to understand that a blog post has a headline, introduction, it has body, and it has conclusion. Don't forget the assignment I gave you. What are the differences between a blog and an article? Please verify. Then you can use using storytelling to make blogs engaging. Always tell some story. People like stories. Human being, that's the psychology. People like stories. So when you involve stories, people, especially when you start to use it to start a statement, somebody will just start reading the story before now entering your work. You'll be very happy. You use a start story to make blogs engaging. You can incorporate visuals like images, video, infographics, and a whole for better experiences. People read, well, let's say you write for the first paragraph or second paragraph, you put image. You write first paragraph, you put image. It makes it very captivating, and people will keep watching your and keep reading your article. So now this is blog. What is SEO for blog? Importance of keywords, meta description, and tags. This is very important. We are going to be talking about SEO better as we proceed. So I'm not going to be talking about this much because I'm going to show you pure practicals how to do SEO. So as a blogger, you must know SEO. As a blog writer, in fact, this is important. It's more important than when you are writing for any other platform. Blog articles that are going on net, web, you must know. Yeah, so that's why SEO is one of the key importance of this particular course. And now let's move to the next one. The writing platforms. We are still talking about writing for different platforms. Is writing for social media. Social media is very good. It's one of the talk in town. It's one of what is currently trending. All right. So write for specific content like crafting posts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. When you are doing this, you must understand that there's how Twitter works, there's how Instagram works, there's how LinkedIn works. So you know how to craft for something like Twitter. Twitter does not accept long form videos. All right, it does not accept long form videos. So you have to know exactly how to do this. And then best practices for captions like hashtags. You gotta know how to use hashtags as a writer. You must know how to use art as a writer. You must know how all these basic SEO practices. And then you must know audience engagement techniques. You write concisely. Use stories. Use something that is very fascinating. People like fascinated things. People like fun. Right, like write very impactful message using call to actions if you are writing to market a brand and all of that. And then the number three is writing for websites. We're talking about writing for different platforms, all right? So web home pages and about pages and contact us pages you see on all these websites, they are written by content writers. Most web developers don't even know how to do this. Right. So they are written by people like you and you become that immediately after this. So you're writing concise and persuasive content that reflects brand's value, structured content for easy navigation, our product description is to be your job, especially if you're a copywriter. We are going to be seeing that as well. You must know how to write for product description, describe a product. Let's say, for example, you want to describe this particular thing I'm holding in my hand. This is a product. So somebody is marketing it on his website, and he wants you to write to describe it. He knows he knows it, but he doesn't know how to describe it. He can do it on audio for you and for you to transcribe. There are a lot of jobs like that, and they are there to help you make your money. All right. So now, the next one is email marketing. That's email writing. We are talking about writing for different platforms. And number four is writing for email. You can be hired to write for emails. And when we are writing for emails, you must understand that we have promotional emails, we have transactional emails, and we have newsletters. I receive emails every single day, and those people are written by content writers. So you can be hired to write content, like I said from the beginning. And I also have to talk about crafting effective images, writing effective emails rather. So how do you write an effective email? It's always simple. It's the same. It also has a subject line, which is a heading. It has an introduction. You can also involve visuals like images or videos, or you can also put it on the body, and it also has a conclusion. But this one is strictly for marketing, so you must know how to put it. That's why I say it's transactional, it's promotional, and newsletter is to inform. But most of it is for this. And then that is that. Write engaging subject lines. Your work should be engaging. All right, very, very important. And then the next one we have here is next one we have is copywriting. What is copyright? Copywriting is the act of writing, crafting persuasive and compelling content. Like I told you from the beginning, copywriting is strictly for marketing. That's why I say it's persuasive. You are writing as if you are persuading somebody. Like I always say, I keep saying, like I always say and I keep saying, the same way if somebody hire you as a copywriter, is hiring you as a marketer. The same way somebody is hiring a marketer or is hiring a salesperson, is the same way is hiring you as a copywriter. The difference is that you are doing your own marketing by writing. They are doing their own marketing by word of mouth. All right. So if you're a content writer or a copywriter, you must know how to write to persuade. The end product is always to make sales, right? It's always to make sense. And of course, I say simple step to write a copy is know your audience, know the people you are writing for, know the people that needs that product. All right, then you craft a strong headline. Very important. Your headline should be attractive, especially when you are writing for email. If somebody send you an email, the first thing you see is the headline. So the headline must be very captivating. Top 10 this, how to do this. Just give something that is very, very captivating. And then you craft a strong headline, grab a career. I've talked about that. And then highlighting benefits. Always highlight the benefit if you're a copywriter. The benefits are more important than the features. If you are writing, if you're a copywriter, it means that you're marketing a product. All right. So the benefit of that product is more important. All right. It's more important than any other thing you always think about. So highlight the benefit, use persuasive language. You don't don't be professional when you're writing copywriting. You can just write the way you feel, write the way you are talking. If you are supposed to talk to your best friend and say, oh guy, have fun now, write it there, guy, have fun now. That's the truth about it. If you are telling somebody you are marketing a product, please buy this thing from me now, you know what mine is today, write it there. No, it's very simple. Oh. This is how it is. Write the way you are feeling. You can use any language at all. You can use pidgin, mix it with big English. So far, it's making sense and it's very, very engaging. This is how copywriter. This is what copywriter does, and it helps people a lot. Then you add a clear to action. You call it the EDI model. We call it the EDI model. Header model is your copywriting script has five things called the header model. You have the attention, he has the interest, he has the desire, he has the action. Now let's look at it. This is it. The attention is up here to attract people. The interest is what they want, the benefit. The desire, you provide the solution, and then the action. Tell them to buy whatever product you're writing. Now the next one is script writing. Script writing is the process of crafting a structure and engaging dialogue. Dialogue is just like a drama. You are trying to write for movies. So it's dialogues. This person is talking, this person is talking, this person is talking. Always know how to structure them. Like I always said, I will give you, let me see the next slide. Okay, now see this slide here. See this slide here. This is how a good script looks like. This is the exposition. If you watch movies, you always see that the movie starts when things were peacefully to when there seems to be a problem. The problem rises to when it gets to the peak, and then they now start finding a solution, and then the problem normalize. Maybe the things then maybe for example, let's use love or relationship for example. Something a relationship starts very well, very well, and then the guy or the lady start cheating, problems start coming, they don't eat their food again. Somebody, the problem rises until you get to the apex where maybe if it was the girl who was cheating, the girl got pregnant. And of course, is now in the middle of whether the guy will accept her or not. And then that is the peak of the problem. And then at the end of the day, maybe the pregnancy is the guy's own and not the person who is cheated. That the solution comes down, and then things now normalize and they settle. That's how a movie looks like. It starts peacefully, the problem rises, goes to the climax, and then the action falls, and then it goes to the denouement, which is the normal. So that's how to write a movie. So if you are writing a movie or you're writing a script, this is how it looks like. If you're writing for a YouTuber, you should always start. If you're writing for a YouTuber who is selling knowledge, all right, like I'm a YouTuber, I'm selling knowledge. So you should always start by introduction. Then you rise, you bring the problem the person is facing. For example, if you are taking this content writing course on YouTube now, your problem is now is that you don't have money and you want to earn money from writing a course. I'm going to introduce that your problem, and then I'm going to introduce my course, and then at the end of the day, you have gotten the course, everything normalized. That's how it is. That's how to write. You define your concept, get it strong. This is basically what it is. It's position, rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement. This is how to write a script. So now let's proceed to the next one. We have news reporting. You can report for a news. You can write for news. Like I told you before, I publish I read news on I read news on Vanguard a lot. I read news on Punch Paper. All these things. I once wrote article for some news website like that. Forgot the name of the website. So won't write news for them. I report every day news. Okay, yes, I've done an intern content writing jobs for legit.com. Almost of you know legit.com. So I've done an intern job for them before, and that was a news agency. I was reporting today news. So when you write for them, you know that you first of all gather and analyze some things and report. Sometimes you report when you are doing reporting, yes, you read quotation marks a lot, especially if somebody says something and you're about to quote the person. Don't quote the person, don't write it as if you are the one saying, quote the person, put it in parentheses, or sorry, not parentheses, put it in quotes. So that the reader will know that this is the person's words verbatim. Because if you say something that the person did not say, you can be sued. So you use those kind of these things a lot, and that is very important. So the next one is simple step to how to write a news report. So you start with a strong lead answer. Answer the who, what, when, where, and why, and how the first sentences come. Then provide key details. You're writing for something that happens for today is Obi Kubana's birthday. Today is Obi Kubana's birthday. Let's say you want to go there and report what is going on there. So you must have to write in key details whatever happens and all of that. Now use clear and concise language. Language is very concise. Of course, you can see this picture I put here that is very nice. Include quotes and sources. Please, I say this. Include quotes and sources. Very important. You can't write without including quote. If somebody says something, quote him saying it. You are not the one saying it. It's another person saying it. All right. Now then we have end and strong conclusion. And at the end of the day, can always now you can go to vanguardnewspaper.com, vanguardngr.com, or punch papers, leaders, all these papers, and they see how online and see how they used to write their articles. Well, when you see how they used to write their articles, you will know how to structure your own. That is very important. And then you can write books. What is a book? A book is very simple. You read books every day, right? So how do you write them? Book writing is process of crafting and structure and engaging narrative on informational content that is bind together and printed. Most of them are not printed, but some of them we have ebooks, we have PDFs, right? So it's not all of them that are printed, but you can actually write for people who can actually print as well. So books are very important. They're also organized by outline. You also has a title, you organize it by outline, and then you write it by topic by topic. You also have an introduction, and it has a whole lot of them that you write. Now, writing for different platforms. Start to write a book. Choose a topic if you want to write a book. Outline your book. Write consistently. Edit and revise. Publish and promote. Edit and revise. This one, I will hammer on it because it's good to write, but it's good not to publish rubbish. Right? Always edit it before you publish. You can partner with people who do publishing and a whole lot of that. Now, this is again, I said it. A writer does not wish to write. A writer writes every day. A writer writes every day. A writer does not wishes to write, he writes. An idea comes to your head, you want to write. This is how to grow your skill. You grow your skill by writing, not by wishing. I always say this because it's important and I keep emphasizing this. Now we are going to be talking about SEO, SEO and SEO strategies and SEO best strategy. That's our next topic. So we are going to see you in the next topic.